who is the National Training Manager, and I believe Ms. Donna Sihi, who is a training manager, National Training Manager at GEM, is also joining the session. So without further ado, Manish, may I please ask you to, take the session and enlighten us with the SSG process on GEM. Thank you. Um, Manish? I think Manish is just getting his presentation together, so just take another 30 seconds. We are also joined by a few other business facilitators, Kumar Amritanshu from Chhattisgarh,
All
Bishwajit Sarkar from West Bengal, and sorry,
how many presentation would be there altogether from your team?
just one, but our business facilitators from other states are also joining. So if anybody has a question, they'll be able to, share their experiences.
Okay, so we'll start with your presentation and then
Yeah,
maybe we
Manish.
can continue with Mr. Murthy's
Right.
presentation, or should we start with his? Because
It's up to you. You're the host, so I'll let you carry on. I just wanted to briefly intro my team so that everybody is aware
okay,
as to the presence
okay,
of
then
Gem.
I'll start with a brief presentation about the whole overview, and then maybe I'll request Mr. Murthy to continue with his one, and then we'll go to Gems team. Will that be
Right.
okay?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, and thanks for this opportunity.
Yeah. Dharamveer, can you just put on the presentation that we shared?
Yes, sir.
हाँ लगा दो उसको. Yeah, next, please. Go to the third slide straight away. Next. Third one you go to. Yeah. So this is a broad overview about what we are doing here. What is it all about? GEM is the short form of Government e-Marketplace, which is hosted by Director General of Supplies and Disposal, where common user goods and services can be procured. Now, GEM is a dynamic, self-sustaining, and user-friendly portal for making procurements by government officers. There are advantages for the buyers to buy from this portal, which has a rich listing of products, goods, and services. It's a search-based, which enables the buyer to compare and select the items which they want to buy, and as and when it can be bought and selected. It's a transparent and easy way of buying, and it has a continuous process of rating the vendors who are selling their products. So it's very competitive as well, and has its own return policy. Next, please. On the other hand, it's an opportunity for us, our SIGs, and the privilege that comes with the responsibilities. It, GEM offers several advantages to SIG groups and the enterprises of SIG members and their families, and some of these are listed as these bullets. It's a direct access to all government departments, where you need not to run after the departments to sell your products, but they come and search the products which we or others are selling. It's a one-stop shop for marketing. It has a system of bidding, reverse auction on products and services, and also has new product suggestion facility available to sellers. It has dynamic pricing. One can modify the price listing as and when required. It has a seller-friendly dashboard. For us also, the first draft of the dashboard is ready. In the days to come, it will be available to all of us. Next, please. Next. Next. Here are some do's and don'ts which we would like to highlight. The process goes like this. Initially, we identify SHG or SHG entrepreneurs who produce goods that meets the required quality standards to be on GEM. All entrepreneurs or groups listed with food products should necessarily be registered with Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, FSSAI, and should have a valid FSSAI certification. No product not produced by SHG or SHG member enterprises should be shortlisted for enlisting on GEM. Primarily, there are 5 categories where these products can include your handicraft, handloom, grocery, and office accessories, and personal care and hygiene products. The should be a part of NRM database. No product or entrepreneurs from outside the fold of NRM should be promoted using this channel. Like we have seen in past, normally outsiders also during the search phase, but here it's not allowed. Next, please. Next, please. The other important points includes that the SRLM should ensure identifying responsible nodal persons for GEM at state, district, and block level, which probably all of us has now done. Now, these persons will have the complete right to onboard SI entrepreneurs. Separate module for registration of SRLM personals and SHG entrepreneurs have been created in NRLM database, which Mr. Murthy will be taking up after this. MI's personnel at SMMU will be responsible for authenticating the designated GEM personals at the state, district, and block level. The registration of GEM will be either for SHG or SHG entrepreneurs, and there are 2 formats to collect the information, which we have shared during the previous sessions, and all the SRLMs have those formats as an Excel 1 and an Excel 2. Now, using these formats, all the information required in SHG module created in NRM database is completed. The information exchange with GEM through an application programming interface, and SHGs are sent invites registered on GEM. The detail of seller registration of products for uploading of good quality photographs and pricing of products are to be completed. And it is expected that BMMU plays an important role here in identifying and supporting the entrepreneurs to enroll their products on the portal. Next, please. There are some roles we have identified for GEM nodals and coordinators, which include the identification selection of products manufactured by SHG and SHG members, enterprises under NRM fold, which are suitable for procurement by government departments particularly. The nodal officers for GEM at the state level shall ensure that all the products posted at GEM portal, the block coordinators have verified physically, visiting the production sites, and the SHG is genuinely manufacturing those products, and the product posted are of good quality, and the process of production is such that consistently good quality products are produced. The state nodal should also ensure through some mechanism using the block coordinators or CPs that the goods being supplied against an order on GEM are of good quality and has been listed at GEM. GEM coordinators should also help the SHGs to price the products in a manner that the producing SHG gets a fair wage and fair return on capital that's employed, and the products are not overpriced as compared to the competitive market. The SRLMs may also ensure that the nodal officer follow up and ensure that the payment for the goods supplied by SHG through GEM are received by the SHGs as per the terms of the contract. Then again, it's a responsibility that proper packaging and labeling of the products which are put at is done, and proper details of the products are posted with description at the portal. Continuous follow-up with the buyers as and when required for timely receipt of payment for supplied goods and services. Next. For the management, also there are some advisory which we have issued. SRLM should review the sales and supply performance of the product listed on JAM on a monthly basis and should take up steps to maximize sale of products listed on JAM. It should also monitor the product and seller rating and take steps to improve them. It should also constantly add new products, new designs which have been created on JAM. The SRLM should also facilitate and promote its own procurement, and that its department from the products of its SHG listed on JAM. The monthly report on listing of sale performance of product listed by JAM may also be sent to NRLM and MMU. There may be some panel decisions on non-compliance of or wrong supplies, which the SRLMs may decide. The management is suggested to define suitable penalties for the SHG or SHG members of federations or the concerned staff members for not complying with the advisory, and if products supplied for identified as of inferior quality or of not of the specifications those are posted. Next, please. During the pilot and interactions with the SRLMs, there are some learnings, some points we'd like to share with you. Next, please. Next, please. Next. It was noticed that not all the products which are posted at the portal are of relevance to government supplies, the government procurement. So this time we can be careful and identified only such products which we feel that any of the department could procure. Then quality photographs should be uploaded with clear specifications. For example, what the material used, what are the dimension, what are the weight of the products. The offered price should not be more than MRP. Should be within the range, and the minimum quantity should commensurate with the lot which can be supplied with feasibility. Then quality and details check at the state level before uploading. This system we are trying to create at JAM, but otherwise also anything which gets uploaded should be first vetted by the state team. Then record maintenance at district and state level for products being uploaded. And last but not the least, the product promotion by SRLMs to sell it to other departments and other ministries. Next, please. All the products must meet the legal compliance related to its category. For example, FSSAI standards for food products. The license number should be marked on the product label, the name of the manufacturer, seller, the date of packaging and expiry, the red-green dot mark for veg and non-veg products, net weight, MRP. And if wherever possible, necessary certifications from the authorized laboratories. Next, please. These are some of the advisory. We'll share it subsequently, which are already available on JAM portal for non-compliance and all the kind of penal clauses which are imposed. Next, please. That's all in this presentation. If anybody has any queries, maybe we can take it up during the round of question answers. I would like to request Mr. Murthy to share with us his presentation. And
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, all. I have shared my presentation with Dhirendra. Is he there?
It is Dharamveer, sir.
Dharamveer. I sent to Rajiv ji also. You please take from him and please show it on the presentation.
धर्मवीर आपके पास है प्रेजेंटेशन ये? NIC वाला?
Hello. Dharamveer, have you got it? Hello. Dharamveer, have you got it?
Rajiv, sir. Rajiv, sir. Hello, Rajiv, sir. Hello, Rajiv, sir.
उनको अपने पास ही रखते हो या सर उनको भेजते हो?
जरूरत पड़ती है तो मांगते हैं आपको बताना पड़ता है। मोबाइल नंबर और सिम
कृषि भूमि में भी इतना ज्यादा वो नहीं
सर
करेंगे।
मेल
गाड़ी का नीचे
अभी तक आया नहीं देखो। ठीक है सर आगे
सिक्योरिटी का बिल्डिंग या सिक्योरिटी रहेगा
एक
कैसे
मिनट।
काम करेगा?
Yeah, I'm sorry it got disconnected. We'll just start in a short while. The presentation is with now. Dharamveer. Just putting on.
कुछ हमने करवा कर रखे हुए हैं।
लॉकडाउन लग गया तो मैं गाड़ी में
नहीं इसीलिए तो है, इसलिए हमने वो ऑयल है ना तो हमने थोड़ा सा दिया लॉकडाउन में दिक्कत हो रही है।
मेरे पास
Okay.
Yeah, it is on, Mr. Murthy.
हाँ जी. Okay. Okay. I will continue.
मैं इतनी चलानी नहीं
अच्छा
गाड़ी।
चलो इसी बहाने हाथ भी साफ हो जाएगा।
Hello. हाँ जी. Let us continue. Actually, this is a small, very simple process. Like we have already the SHGs and members details with us for most of the groups and individuals. So those details we are actually wherever their information is proper, you will have to identify those details and we will be giving it to JAM for registering as entrepreneurs. Wherever the details are not proper or not up to date, you will have to modify those details. Then only these details can go to JAM, because a few fields are like those are mandatory. So those fields you have to you should take care of that mandatory information. So in the entire process, actually the first initial step is like in every state we have a state nodal person, MIS nodal person. So he has the right to identify the coordinator. For each state there will be one person. So he will be doing this activity of identifying the next slide, please. This is the first step, identifying the JAM coordinator. This will be done by the state nodal person. The JAM person, whoever is coordinating, has to just tell the details of that state level person or district level or block level. So this first activity will be done by the state nodal person. There is no need for the JAM coordinator to do it. Coming to that, after identification, the process of verification took place normally. This can be done by the state level person or the concerned district level person or the block level person. Actually, from each location, there can be one person can be identified as JAM coordinator. Means at state level, there can be only one person. At each district, there can be one person at each district. And similarly, for blocks, at each block, there can be one JAM coordinator. So once these JAM coordinators are identified, the nodal officer can verify those details. Actually, verification is like because the mobile number and the email ID are very important in coordinating the activity of orders and all these things. So these phone number and email ID are have to be verified. We are getting those verified by one-time password, which will be sent to your phone number or the email ID. So this verification process is very important. The person, whoever is got identified, they themselves, they can do it because they will have the access to their own email ID and phone number. Otherwise, the state person can also do that activity. And the third one is, in case there are any changes in the email ID or phone number or something like, the third option like edit JAM coordinator details. Wherever that happens, they can do that activity also. But that can be done by only the state nodal person. And in case the coordinator has resigned from the organization or is no more with the organization, so their details can be removed from the as the GEM coordinator, and a new person can be identified in his place. So the first 4 steps are these, and the main steps are like identifying SHG by individual to register with GEM as entrepreneur. And in case wherever there are some changes in the details, whatever are already shared, that edit option is also there. That is the last option. Next slide, please. This is the identification of GEM coordinator details. First, the state coordinator he coordinates this module, identifies the GEM coordinator, verification of email ID and phone number, and sharing the details with GEM. Those verified details will be shared with the GEM, and once those are shared with the GEM, they will be able to register the coordinator details at each location, corresponding to each location. Okay. And for identifying any state by district block level person as GEM coordinator, their details must be present in the human resources module of the NRLM e-governance application. Altogether, a separate new person details cannot be put in this module. Whoever is going to coordinate from a particular location, their details have to be entered in the HR module of NRLM. Then only automatically their details will be shown reflected in this for identification. Next screen. This is for identification of a group by individual entrepreneur. Here also the process is same. This will be normally done by the block level person. So here also the group details or the individual details will be identified. And next step is their email ID and phone number will be verified. And those verified details will be shared with GEM for registering as entrepreneurs with GEM. In this also, like the previous module at the coordinators details, here also the SHG or individual details should be there with us. In case their details are not there in NRLM application, SHG directory or the as part of members, so their details cannot be, you cannot register them as entrepreneurs. So it is mandatory that the group or the individual details should be there in the NRLM SHG directory. Next step. This is the just for the purpose of identification of the GEM coordinator, what the nodal person does normally. I'm showing for one example, one screen I'm showing. This here is, I have selected the district. This is from Jharkhand. I have selected the block also. In this block, as per our application, as per our HR module, these are the persons working in this block. These 5 persons are working. So one of these 5 can be identified as coordinator from that block. So altogether a separate person cannot be assigned that activity. So there, suppose if you are trying to register somebody as GEM coordinator from a particular location, first you should ensure that their details are there in the HR module. Next. This is the thing, like the mandatory fields, if those are, everything is there, automatically it will save the details, and these details will come for the verification purpose. Next screen. Suppose if the mandatory information, main things are like the email ID and mobile number. If one of these 2 or both are not there, automatically you will not be able to proceed further. You will have to go to the HR module. You will have to modify the details there, and then automatically those details gets reflected in this place. Next. This is the verification process. We are actually verifying both the email ID and mobile number separately. The left part is the verification of this, like see, verify email and the verify phone number. Wherever you click on that particular option, the corresponding OTP goes to that particular email or mobile number. You will have to enter the 6-digit OTP in the right side boxes, whatever are being shown. And once these are verified, automatically you will be able to next screen. This is like OTP sent, and now here in this case, our email is verified and a mobile number is not verified. So it is like wherever it is verified, it will show in the green. Wherever it is not done, it will show in the red, which has to be completed. Next. In case the detail GEM coordinators details have to be changed, mostly you will have to change the whenever they require, like mobile number is changed or the email ID is changed, those two only can be modified. So this is the screen for doing that activity. Normally this will be done by the state nodal officer only. Next. In this case also, again, once it is changed, means you will have to re-verify the details like mobile number and the phone number, mobile number and the email ID through OTP. Next. Like suppose if the person has left the organization, then the details have to be removed from the as GEM coordinator, and a new person can be identified as GEM coordinator from that particular location. This is the screen for removing any of these already identified GEM coordinators. Next. This is the continuation screen for the removal of the GEM coordinator. Next. This is the main thing, like identification of the SHG or individual entrepreneur. So as I said, the SHG or the individual members details should be there in our directory. So once there is a entrepreneur type box is there, drop down. So here in this, it will be individual or the group. So if I select individual, I will have to select the group name also, because individual means a member of any of these groups. So if I select the individual, I will have to select the, because this is a block login. Normally block level person will be doing it. So under that block, what is the Gram Panchayat, what is the village, and what is the SHG name in that village actually, sorry. In that village, what are all the SHGs in that village, it will be shown in this drop down, SHG name drop down. So they will have to select. Once this is selected, automatically the members in that group gets displayed here, and the members joining date can be entered here. Few fields actually in this screen, few fields are we are not actually taking as part of the directory. So the access to enter the details of that particular fields is given to you as part of that. Wherever we have already that information, we have actually stopped the modification or entry purpose, and we are actually getting those details from the directory. So wherever you find these are not up to date, you will have to go to the SHG directory or the corresponding members details. You will have to update those at that place, so that you will be able to get those updated details here into this particular screen. So here also the SHGs normally, actually I selected the entrepreneur as an individual. So individual also should have a bank account number. So what is the bank name? What is the branch name? Account number and the IFSC code. IFSC code normally automatically it gets populated and verified through PFMS. In case of individuals, we have not started the process of verifying through PFMS. So in all the cases, it will be no only. But in case of groups, we have done. That will be shown in the next screen. Okay. So here, previous. Okay. And the remaining details are date of birth. In case of an individual, you need to give the date of birth of that particular individual. And the address also, we don't have the, as part of our directory, we don't have the address details. So you will be able to enter in this, but I think it should be very meaningful. One should take care in entering those details. Here at the last, both the mandatory fields, wherever the red star is there, these are mandatory. The mobile number and the email ID, these are the very important ones in doing the business through GEM. So here actually, after entering the mobile number and the email ID, there is an option like generate OTP for mobile, generate OTP for email, just for the purpose of verifying those mobile number and the email ID. Next screen. These are the details like, as I said, to register individual SHG member with GEM, basic details of the SHG member would be automatically populated from the NRLM database, and additional details have to be filled by the user. Before saving the details, the mobile number and the email ID have to be verified through OTP. These are one example I have been showing. Like this is. Next. This is in case of the group. In case of the group, actually the process is same. In case of a group, normally a particular person may be coordinating group leader name. They will have to identify this group leader name who will be coordinating the activity of supplying the products. Otherwise, actually individual and for group, almost the process is same, like details, whatever we are sharing. And the remaining details like the getting those details from the directory. And in case of individual, we are taking there the date of birth. Here we are taking the date of formation of the group. And similarly, the bank name, branch name, and the account number, IFSC, are both all are mandatory, and these automatically, because for most of the groups we have the proper bank details, and these are in most of the cases these are verified through PFMS. So wherever these are verified through PFMS, automatically those details will be shown here, and the PFMS ID also will be displayed here, and which will be shared with the GEM team. Okay, remaining details like the address also you will be given permission to enter here in this post office pin code. Here also mobile number and the email ID, these have to be verified through OTP. Next. After verification, normally these details goes to, as I shown in the this thing flow diagram. This will be shared with GEM, and they will be registering, and the direct they will be sending the user ID and password. The process I think you might be knowing. They will be explaining. And but in case if any of these groups or individuals details, if there are any changes, like in the maximum change which is to be taken into consideration is the email ID or the phone number change. So those details actually you will be able to edit here as part of this screen. So these are the identified details. At the rightmost there is an edit option is there. So by clicking on this corresponding edit button, you will be able to open that whatever details are already there shared with GEM. And if you edit those, and if you modify whatever modified details are there, we will be sharing with GEM for modification at their end. Next screen. This is the screen which will appear for you as part of the edit option. You will be able to see whatever details are there already supplied to GEM. Now you will be able to modify that. Here also, after verification, mainly if there are any changes in the mobile number, email ID, you will have to generate OTP for verifying them, and only after that process it goes to the GEM. Okay, thank you. Next. Bas.
Thank you very much,
Okay,
Mr. Murthy, for such an enriching technical presentation. I hope most of the things which the state teams would be having as a query would be clear by now. and anything which is remaining may be taken up maybe during the question answer round. Will that be okay, Mr. Murthy?
Please. And if they actually, I will have to go for another this thing. So if it is possible, if anybody has, otherwise actually you also know the process. You may be able to answer the small questions like that.
Okay. Any specific query, maybe one or two, if anybody is having any specific query, can put up now. Otherwise, we'll go to the GEM team. Okay,
That's
no
good.
one.
That's good. That's good. Actually, you will
That's
help
good.
you. Thank you. Thank you,
sir.
Thank you all.
I would now like to request Mr. Anurag and the whole GEM team from different places to begin with their presentation. Very nice that we have the GEM team from all over. Anurag,
Thank you, Rajiv.
please.
Thank you, Rajiv, and good afternoon, everybody. Namaskaram, namaskara, vanakkam. So it's always a pleasure to address folks from the SHG team, the SRLMs teams. So without further ado, I want to just intro my colleague Sri Manish Mohan, who's our GEM business facilitator from Thiruvananthapuram. He's handling the state of Kerala to please present us the onboarding of SHGs on GEM, the process. And if you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer at the end of the session. We also have business facilitators from Tamil Nadu, Sri Ramesh Mahadevan, HS Gautam from Karnataka, Sri Raja Jay Vadivel from Telangana, and Sri Sheikh Nizamuddin from Andhra Pradesh. So please connect with them, and let's get as many SHGs on board GEM as possible. And I wish you the very best. Over to you, Manish. Thank you very much. Rajiv, you'll have to give the presenter rights to Manish, so then only he'll be able to present.
Okay, Dharamveer, rights transfer करेंगे? Are you there, Dharamveer?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, मनीष हैं लाइन पे, वो प्रेजेंट करेंगे तो उनको राइट्स देने होंगे प्रेजेंटर के.
और तो काटना पिटना काट पीट के हिसाब कर दीजिए, ये पैसा जरूरत नहीं है.
तो मैं यहाँ से पीपीटी शेयर करूँ?
नहीं, पीपीटी वो चला लेंगे, उनको एज ए प्रेजेंटर उनको राइट देने होंगे.
ओके, ठीक है सर. तो मैं यहाँ से शेयर करता हूँ, वो रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे तो यहाँ से मैं कर दूंगा. तो कौन सा पीपीटी शेयर करना है सर अभी?
धर्मवीर, आपको प्रेजेंटेशन शेयर नहीं करना है, मिस्टर मनीष शेयर करेंगे. आप सिर्फ को कंट्रोल दे दीजिए बस. सर मनीष जी डायरेक्ट शेयर कर सकते हैं, ठीक है, कंट्रोल की अभी जरूरत.
अनुराग, he can share. Manish can share.
Manish, you are good to go.
सिर्फ फरवरी का हमने नहीं दिया है, इसमें तुम्हारा जो पेंडिंग है मेरे पास फरवरी का, मार्च का फिर 9 मई को प्लीज मार्च से लिंक कर देता हूँ. ये मार्च यहाँ से उसके अपने को 11/6 को दिया है मई का. ये तुम्हारा एक हिसाब है, इसमें तुम्हारे से यहाँ होता है ये तुम्हारे ये जो मेरा हिसाब है.
May I request the others to please mute themselves. I request the others to please mute themselves.
जून का और फरवरी का पेंडिंग, फरवरी का हमारा ये है. तो जो भी है काट पीट लीजिए, जैसा भी आपको समझ में आए. हम समझ में समझा हुआ है.
Rajiv, are we set for Manish to start the presentation?
हाँ मनीष हो पा रहा है? कोई दिक्कत आ रही है स्क्रीन शेयर करने में?
Manish, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Manish, we can't hear you. Can you speak a little louder or unmute yourself, please? I'm afraid not much luck here, Manish.
Manish, we can't hear you.
Ramesh, would it be possible for you to lead the session since we can't get Manish's audio?
Yeah, I will need the rights to share it. Actually, I
Yeah.
don't see the rights to share again. So
Rajiv, can you give the rights to Ramesh Mahadevan, my colleague from Chennai?
ओके ओके धर्मवीर, मनीष से तो कनेक्ट नहीं हो पा रहे हैं। रमेश
Yes, sir.
महादेवन को वी हैव टू गिव राइट्स टू रमेश महादेवन।
सारा ही काट रहे हैं ना, तो गलत है ना। तुम्हारे जिस दिन तुम आए हो, तुम्हारा
सर क्या बोल रहे हैं सर?
जिस दिन से आया हूं।
रमेश महादेवन प्रेजेंट करेंगे।
हाँ सर।
वो मनीष से तो नहीं हो पा रहा है कनेक्ट, तो आपको राइट्स देने होंगे उनको।
सर राइट का इसमें ऑप्शन कैसे देंगे? यहाँ से शेयर करेंगे तो रिक्वेस्ट कंट्रोल वो करेंगे।
सर राइट ऑलरेडी है उनके पास,
वो पीपीटी शेयर कर सकते हैं सर, अभी भी पीपीटी शेयर कर सकते हैं।
राइट है रमेश,
Please check your.
I'm not having the rights to share because it says only meeting organizers and presenters can share. So I'm not able to share the presentation.
Manish, we can't hear
can you
you.
send it to us? Can you send it to us?
Yeah, what's the mail ID? If you can share the mail ID, maybe I can.
ओके धर्मवीर, मैं इनको आईडी दे रहा हूँ आपका। ठीक है धर्मवीर, आई एम गिविंग योर मेल आईडी।
हाँ मेल आईडी दे दीजिए, मैं उनको फॉरवर्ड कर दे रहा हूँ।
एक मिनट सर। What's your mail ID, please?
DHARAM।
Please repeat. Sorry.
धर्मवीर, DHARAM।
RAM. Yeah.
BIR,
right?
Beer, B for Bangalore. BIR.
Okay, BIR. Okay.
Dot NRMC at gmail.com. You can send the PPT at this ID. We will share.
Yeah. Sir, I sent it. Can you please check it out?
देखो मेल भेज दिए धर्मवीर, प्लीज चेक।
ओके सर, चेक कर रहा हूँ।
फिर भी एक बार देख लीजिए सर, ऐसा भी नहीं है कि पूरा ही काट देंगे। ठीक है, 5 दिन भी काट लीजिए, कर दीजिए, पेमेंट भी कर दीजिए। मोबाइल भी चलाना आप मुझे होली, तो ये तो खराब हो गया था पूरा। ये तो लोकल उसने डिस्प्ले डाल दिया, पता नहीं कैसा दिखता है। इसने मैंने डलवाया, खत्म हो गया था बिल्कुल।
मैं रिक्वेस्ट others to please mute their mic.
सर अभी तक नहीं आया है.
It's a big file actually, so
थोड़ा वेट कर लो हमें.
Actually, I got it, sir.
okay. You can open that.
Okay.
You can open that and you can straight jump to the registration part. Yeah. So let that be there, sir. Actually, so as I tell you, maybe you can navigate the slides. So good evening, all of you. Sorry for the inconvenience caused. My colleague Manish is having some technical issue, and not able to get onto this. So I would like to take over. My name is Ramesh Mahadevan. I'm the business facilitator for Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. And I have all my colleagues, as told by Mr. Anurag Avasti, I have all my colleagues out here actually, right, with me. So first thing first about GEM. GEM is an acronym for Government E-Marketplace. It is for the government buyers. GEM is basically for government buyers. All of you might be knowing about Amazon, Flipkart. So you know the Amazon, Flipkart is typically a private entity, and GEM is totally a government entity. And if you try to compare these two, you know, in Amazon, Flipkart, anybody can go and sell, and anybody can go and buy on this portal. But whereas on GEM, it's only the government buyers who can go and buy on this, and the sellers can be anybody. You know, the SHGs can come, right? I mean, it's highly inclusive portal where SHGs, MSMEs, anybody can come and participate in this journey actually for in selling actually. So that is a brief about this portal, and with this introduction, I would like to straight jump into the registration process. Okay, if you can move the slides to the registration process, can you please move that? Can you navigate to the registration process? Can you move further down? Down, please. Down further. Yeah. Okay. So there are a lot of, first of all, the objective of this session is to introduce you to how to get yourself, register on this portal as a seller. So as I told you, there are two key stakeholders in this portal. One is the buyer and the other one is the seller. So the buyer is typically the government buyers, which would include the central government, state government, the PSUs, the local bodies and the constitutional bodies. All put together is the government buyer. And sellers can be anybody, and that can include the government bodies also. So which means the government bodies can also come and sell on GEM. As of today, GEM is clocked close to around 56,000 crores worth of transactions. And there's a huge scope around there. Every day, every year, you look at it, close to around 5 to 6 lakh crores of worth of transactions are happening across India in the government organizations. So that is the kind of scope which this whole portal has got actually. So it has got a lot of advantages both for buyers as well as for sellers. So with that brief introduction about GEM, okay, with that brief introduction about GEM, let me jump into the registration process in this portal. Actually, how do you go and register into GEM is what I'm going to dwell in depth here in this session. Actually, so basically, for the registration purpose, we have 4 activities to be performed. The first being the user getting registered on this portal. Number 1, you have to create your user ID and password. That is the first step. Then you may have to enter your cataloging details, which would include your profiling details, basically, which will include your PAN details, your organization details, a lot of other information about you has to be entered. Then after that, you can go ahead and add your product, which will be done as a part of the cataloging process. So once that is done, the product gets approved by GEM, and you are into the portal, and you are accessible by close to around 45,000 buyer organizations across India who are all registered. As I told you, there are 2 stakeholders. So this particular portal has got access to around 45,000 buyer organizations across India. So that is about it. So these are the 4 steps which I'm going to explain in detail as a part of this session. Actually, can you move on to the next slide, please? Okay. So before we jump onto the registration, this is the prerequisite you need to have. So basically, as a seller, you can register yourself as a primary seller. Anybody who gets registered into this portal as a seller will be a primary seller. You can also, depute or nominate secondary sellers also. So here we are going to see what are the basic requisites you need to have to become a primary seller. So you need to have an Aadhaar number, you need to have virtual ID, you need to have PAN for a user of the user. These are the 3 documents which you may be requiring. Any of these 3, or Aadhaar and PAN may be required. The Aadhaar can be in the virtual mode also, basically. So your mobile number will have to be linked with Aadhaar. That is another important criteria, because see, all your OTPs are being sent to the mobile which is linked with Aadhaar or PAN. So then you need to have an active email ID. This could be any email ID, a Google ID or a Yahoo ID or any of your organization ID. Then, depending upon the kind of the organization you are, okay, there are see, basically what we are doing here is when you registered as a seller in this portal, you will be either a OEM or a reseller or a service provider. Basically, when I say you are a OEM, you are the manufacturer of that particular product. So then you become an OEM in this portal. And if you buy the product from somebody and you sell it here, then you will become the reseller. Actually. And the third category is the service provider, where you provide services. Okay, so these, whenever you are going to come into GEM, you will be bucketed into any of these 3 categories, basically. And the constitution will be bucketed into 5 areas. Either you may be a proprietorship organization, or you may be a company, or you may be a firm, which is a partnership organization, or you may be a company, or you may be a trust or society, or you may be representing a central government or state government organization. So any of these constituents you will be bucketed into. So basically, when you are registering yourself, you will come into any of this, either of these 3, either of these 3 and either of these 5. So you will definitely bucket it into these things, actually. So then, of course, you need to have the address details. You need to have the bank account details that has to be available with you. And for the secondary users, you have the Aadhaar number and the email ID. So of course, the mobile number attached to Aadhaar and the email ID. So these are the basic prerequisites you need to have to get yourself registered on GEM portal. Can we move forward? Can we move forward, please? Moving forward, please. Yeah. So now we are going to see. We have seen what are the processes that are involved. Number 1, the user registration. Number 2, the profile updation. Number 3, the product addition or the catalog addition. Number 4, the approval from GEM. So with that approval, you are into the portal. So these are the various steps we are going to see now. And we also saw the prerequisites for your registration part here actually. Now we are going to see how we are going to register into GEM using your Aadhaar. So that's what we are going to see. So we're not doing a live demonstration now. We are going to take you through the screenshots which we have already prepared actually. Can you move forward, please? Okay. So www.gem.gov.in is the website you need to log in, and you go and sign up as seller there. So you click on sellers. Next. Next slide, please. Okay, you land into this page, and you have the terms and conditions. You click on the terms and conditions, and you review those terms and conditions, and you will come into this page where you have the constitution type, where you may have to enter the constitution type and constitution name. Constitution type is what I have already indicated to you, which is either you will be a proprietorship organization, or you will be a firm or a company. Depending upon the constitution type, you may have to go here and enter it here, and the name of the constitution has to be entered. Move forward, please. Move forward. Can you move forward, please? Next slide. Okay, now you may have to select whether either Aadhaar or PAN mode to get into this. So if you want to go through Aadhaar, you select on the Aadhaar, and you have to provide your Aadhaar number and mobile number here. Okay, so once you do that and click on verify Aadhaar, your Aadhaar number will be verified. A OTP will be sent to your mobile number, and once you enter the OTP, your Aadhaar number will be verified. Next slide, please. Next slide. Move forward, please. Yeah. So this details, the first name and last name details are being fetched from the it is fetched from the Aadhaar database actually. Then you have to enter your email ID. Once you enter your email ID twice, it gets the OTP goes to your email ID, and that gets validated. And once you're done with that, you need to enter your user ID and password. Once you confirm the password again, and review the terms and conditions out there, and click on the create account button, your account will be created in this portal actually. Can you move forward? Move forward, please. So now your account gets created here. So this is the first step which I was indicating to you, which is the account creation part. So your account is now created, and you have the user ID and password available with you now actually. So moving forward, next step is the updation of the profile. So the details that needs to be entered about your profile basically. So these are the what you see on your left is the all the profile information which you have to enter. Basically, this particular constituent or a particular person has entered as a proprietor. I mean, he is a proprietorship representing a proprietorship organization. So these are the details which he has to enter. On the left, he can go to the PAN validation, and he enters the PAN details. Move forward. And then if the person is MSME, if it is registered with Udyog Aadhaar, then the Udyog Aadhaar details can be entered, and the mobile number can be entered and can be validated again here. And once that is validated, GEM will know that this particular he is basically an MSME in the system. So continue. So the bank account details may be entered here. Continue. Okay. So these are the various details. There are other details which have to be captured, basic details which will be captured, and that will end the profile updation. If the category of the vendor is going to be a OEM, which I was indicating earlier, then the vendor assessment becomes mandatory here, and the vendor assessment has to be done in the system basically. So that has to be created. That can be an exception route for vendor assessment also. with the MSME certificate and SIC certificate and certain other exemption criteria. This can be exempted also. If there are no exemption details available with the specified vendor, then he has to go through the vendor assessment process actually. This vendor assessment may be required if the vendor is a OEM or a manufacturer. At the moment, the system expects only for the OEM to do the vendor assessment. But as we move forward to 4.0, which is going to be coming up in October timeframe, the vendor assessment may become mandatory for the resellers also. So those are the two steps we have completed now, and we move on to the third step where we have to upload our product into the portal actually. Next slide, please. Next slide. Can you move on to the next slide, please? Yeah. Okay. So this slide becomes this is required when you have to create a brand request actually. If you are an OEM. So when you are OEM, you have to do, as I already indicated, you need to do a vendor assessment. Once the vendor assessment is done, the OEM panel will be enabled on the enable below the vendor assessment link. Okay, so you will have to click on that and get into the creation of the brand. The brand and OEM approval are happening together now in GEM. So you have to enter the brand name and the link of link where the product is available. So you can refer to the link wherever the product is available. You can put that there in the link, and you may need to upload certain documents to justify your brand basically. So once that is done, so you once you apply this, the request goes for a brand and OEM approval, and once GEM approves the brand and OEM approval, you are in for creating the product actually. Can you move forward? And this has to be done only for the only when the vendor is a OEM. Please move forward. Okay, so whenever the GEM works on the basis of the catalog template. So for all the products which you need to create on GEM, you need to have a category that should be available on GEM. If the category is not available, then the category request has to go through the buyer organization. So once the category is made available, then the vendor will be able to upload the product here. So first you need to enter the category, whatever category, whatever product you have got, the name of the product can be entered here. So the appropriate categories will be listed out there in each of those combos. If the product is already available there in my categories, if there are some products that are already uploaded, that would appear on the right hand side. So you can go and add that also like that. Please move forward. And these are the various technical parameters of the product which you are going to upload. So each of these will have to be filled up by the vendor. Move forward. So once all these details are entered by the vendor, finally the product, and it will ask you for the pictures, 3 pictures of your product. Once those pictures are uploaded, because 3 different dimensions or 3 different views of your product will have to be uploaded. Once that is done, the product goes for approval with the GEM team, GEM catalog team. So once GEM catalog team approves this product, the product becomes visible to all the government buyer organizations across India, all of those which are registered on GEM. Actually. So basically, it is not it is localized. It is it is across India, and the visibility is really more. Actually. So this is how you upload. As I already explained to you, those are the 4 steps: the user creation, the profile updation, the product upload, and the product approval by the GEM authorities. Those are the 4 steps which you may need to follow to upload your product onto GEM. So once your product is uploaded, you are ready for transactions on GEM. Okay, basically, let me briefly explain how an order gets processed here. then only that will make sense for you to go into this direct and L1 orders. So to briefly explain how the order gets processed, the buyer comes into the system and he places the order. And once the buyer places the order, the seller will have to accept the order within a specified time frame. So once the seller accepts the order, he has to supply that order within a specific number of days as specified by the buyer. And the goods once he supplies, he has to create a provisional receipt certificate by updating the invoice and invoice details, invoice date. So once he does that, it goes into he also creates the invoice there. So that is also an activity which the seller does at this point in time. Once that is done, it moves into the buyer court, where the consignee has to give the clearance for the goods he has received. Once that is done, the payment is done within a specified number of days. So this is the whole process as to how an order gets traversed actually. So now what happens is that see, GEM operates basically on the rules of GFR, which is called as General Financial Rules, which are the rules which is the Bible for central government organizations or institutions actually. So what GFR says is that all these central government organizations and institutions will have to mandatorily procure only through GEM if the products or goods or services are available on this particular portal actually. So that is the first part of GFR. And the second part of GFR, actually what it does is it splits up the type of the procurement that can be done on GEM basically. So what is what will you do if your procurement is less than 25,000? What will you do if it is between 25 and 5 lakhs? And what will you do if it is greater than 5 lakhs? So these are the three categories of which the the way in which the procurement is happening in GEM. So when you're procuring less than 25,000, it will always be a direct purchase. So the buyer will always create a direct purchase request when the procurement is less than 25,000 rupees. And if it is going to be, and it will directly come to the login of the vendor basically. So once you have done all those 4 steps, okay, so the order is going to be in your login basically, and you will have to operate on that and supply it. So that is the way you do it for the direct purchase. So for the values up to 5 lakh, the buyer will have to compare the best offers among the minimum 3 different OEM sellers, and the lowest offer will be placed in the order. So this is for 25,000 to 5 lakhs, and above 5 lakhs, it will be only bidding or reverse auction. The bidding or reverse auction can happen at all the 3 levels, less than 25,000, between 25,000 and 5 lakhs, and above 5 lakhs also. So on receipt of direct and L1 orders, the seller will get 5 days to get the. It has changed to 2 days. 2 days he will get to accept the orders. It is expected that seller accept the orders in all the cases, as the order is solely based on the seller's offer. So this process, whatever you see on this screen, is to do with how you deal with the direct and the L1 purchase orders actually. Next slide, please. Okay. Now, as I told you, there are 4 types of buying, as I told you. One is the direct purchase and L1 purchase. So direct purchase and L1 purchase we have already seen, and there are 2 other ways of procurement, which are the bidding and the reverse auction. So bidding is most common thing that will be used. So once the bid is placed by the buyer, how is that he will go and participate is what we are going to see as we move forward now actually. So can we move to the next slide, please? Next slide, please. Okay. So once the bid is being placed by the buyer, the seller can see this way. Okay. And how the bid goes is that, whenever a bid is placed by the buyer, whichever sellers who are selling the same product as the category specified by the buyer will receive information on their logins basically like this. So they should have already been registered in that particular category. Seller should have already been registered in that particular category. Only then they will get that to their screen like this. So they can go and click on the participate button, start participating in the bid. Move forward, please. So once you participate in the bid, the buyer will buyer will have two-level evaluation of the bid. There'll be a technical evaluation, there'll be a financial evaluation. Okay, so after the financial evaluation, the bidder with the lowest price will get the order. So the order will be placed by the buyer, and that order will have to be delivered by the seller. And once the seller delivers the order, okay, the invoice has to be generated. So how do you go and generate the invoice is what we are going to see in next few slides. Actually, please move forward. Okay, this is the screen where you have to create the invoice. The invoice is being created here. Please move forward against a particular contract placed by the buyer. Move forward, please. Move forward. So these are the various steps. You enter various details, and you have to enter all these details, and the invoice gets created. Please move forward. Forward, please. Okay. So this is how the seller creates the invoice, and once the invoice gets created, he has to update the invoice date also. Once he does that, okay, it moves into the, as I already indicated, it moves into the buyer's court, where the consignee will give the acceptance for the product, and the consignee may reject also based on the acceptance or rejectance. Based on he accepts or rejects, the payment will be made to the vendor based on the accepted products actually, and it will be paid within a specified number of days. So moving forward, let us have a quick look at the dashboards. In GEM, both the buyers as well as the sellers have got beautiful dashboards. Now, since we are talking in the context of sellers, this is the dashboard we have for the sellers. You will be able to see the total number of orders, what are the orders you have received and you have not accepted for, or what are the pending delivery for you, and what is the total number of products published and you have published, or what are the products which are pending approval, number of bids you have won, number of bids you have lost, total number of bids which you have participated basically. And basically, I know GEM has got certain transaction charges also introduced now. So if you have any charges paid or pending, that will also be indicated here. So these are the various high level information that will be available for any vendor on his login basically. Move forward, please. And this gives a detail about the number of bids you have participated, number of bids won or lost actually. So these are the dashboard information which you will have when you log into your when you go into your login basically. Please move forward. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the discussion on how you create a user, how you add your profile, how you create your product, okay, and how you can upload your product, and how your product gets approved, and how the transaction happens basically, and what are the different kinds of procurements you have got, and how the actual traversal of order happens, and how the invoice gets generated, and how the products get dispatched. These are the various things which we have discussed till now actually. Now we quickly discuss on, see, as I told you, GEM is embarking on version 4. Actually, the GEM portal was launched in the month of August 9, 2016. That is when the first version of GEM was launched, and we have based on various feedbacks, a lot of improvisation have happened on this portal, and we have traversed through version 2.0, version 3.0, and currently we are heading towards version 4.0. Now here, what we are trying to explain to you is the various features that are going to come up as a part of version 4.0. That's what we are going to briefly see here actually. Please move forward. Next slide, please. So these are the various features that you will be having as which has come in, or which is going to come in. See, there are certain features which have already been implemented on the portal. There are certain features which are heading into this because GEM 4.0 is heading for a release by October time frame actually. So at the time of the bid creation, the buyer can now choose the delivery days up to 180 days. Currently, it is at 90 days actually. So buyer can also validate the seller credentials if they are eligible for exemption of EMD in the technical evaluation. If you are an MSME, by law, by rule, actually, you get exempted for earnest money deposit and e-performance bank guarantee. So both these are exempted if you are an MSME by rule, actually. Additional terms and conditions for buyback has been added into the ATC. ATC is the additional terms and conditions which will be part of the buyer module, not as part of the seller module, actually. So to improve the fair participation in bid, actually what happens is that if finally, as I told you, the buyer has to do a technical evaluation and financial evaluation to arrive at the lowest priced bidder, basically. So in that process, if there are going to be 2 OEMs and 3 resellers appearing on the final evaluation, only then the GEM will allow you to move forward. Otherwise, it would expect a competent authority's approval from the buyer side to be added so that he can proceed forward, actually. So, which means that even with one single bidder, the buyer can proceed, but with a competent authority's certificate, actually. So he has to take a necessary approvals from the competent authority to go in further, process the bid further. Move forward, please. Move forward. So we will quickly run through the 4.0 portal ka features, actually. Can you move forward, please? As I already told you, there are certain features which have already been incorporated. Like, GEM has improvised on the GUI as compared to 1.2 versions. The GUI has been really improvised. So there are certain things which have already been implemented. So a smart, better, intelligent, and more inclusive system is GEM now, wherein anybody can come and sell. Even the smallest vendor can come on sell on GEM. That is the kind of portal is this. Here I would like to talk about a lady from Tamil Nadu, Mrs. Arulmozhi Saravanan. Okay, she is a small scale vendor on this portal, actually. She was selling thermos flask. Just one single flask she was selling it to the Prime Minister's office, basically. In fact, the PMO's office has placed the order on this particular portal. So the order was well supported, and the payment was received on time. So both sides happy, and she has been spoken much about, and even in one of the sorry. Even Prime Ministers have when Prime Minister visited Madurai, he has met her, actually, and now currently she is making a good turnover, actually. So that is the kind of empowerment and inclusiveness this whole portal has got. So, and new software processes have been implemented to enhance and improve the platform, and it's going to take GEM to the next level, actually. Technology roadmap, analytics has been improvised. Hyperledger has been introduced, and artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning have been used here in GEM, to improvise search methods, and a lot of other chatbots have been implemented into this portal, actually. So a huge amount of technology changes have been implemented in this portal. That is taking this portal to the next level, actually. Can you move forward? So the user experience, user interface has been completely changed, studying the complete stakeholder or the user journey. Forward, please. Next slide. Okay. So the portal is heading towards ease of access and ease of use. It's going to become a unified procurement platform or unified procurement system. Faster and focused creation of categories of products and services has been enabled, and ease of login and authentication of buyers as well as for sellers. Integrated workflow systems with buyer departments, staggered delivery, bid module has been redesigned. One interesting feature that has been brought in GEM is the crowdsourcing feature, crowdsourcing of sellers. Now, earlier it was only the buyer who can go and add the categories. Now, sellers can, make a request for adding the categories. So that is all about that crowdsourcing of sellers, which has been brought in newly in the system. And you will be able to know whatever bids that are going to be expiring today. So that kind of information is being obtained on the portal. Move forward. Next slide, please. Yeah. So as I already indicated, Hyperledger has been brought in. Blockchain technology has been used here. And then the whole bidding process, there is a revamping of bidding process for L1. As I told you earlier, vendor assessment is mandatory for OEMs as of now, but it's going to be made mandatory for resellers also. A lot of terms and conditions in the buyer side has been added. So, the rating system has been completely revamped. So these are the few features which makes the portal more transparent and more convenient. Certain features have already come on board. Certain features are yet to be on the pipeline to be implemented. Can you move forward, please? See, for any system to thrive on, help desk becomes a key element. Efficient help desk with voice of the customer initiative. So GEM is looking at faster issue resolutions through dashboards, streamlining of complaints from social media as well, not only through the help desk has got different channels. You can go through help desk mails. You can go through ticket. You can raise tickets. Now that's streamlining complaints from social media and emails also. That's also another channel which has been looked at. Context sensitive virtual assistant chatbot, which I already indicated, is also helping reduce the burdens of the help desk. That's an incident management policy. See, anyway, if there's going to be a problem with the contract, okay, both the parties, both the buyers as well as sellers, can raise incident on each other. So which has been managed by the incident management team in GEM. So implementation of one-time caution money deposit for sellers has been also been put in. So these are the and there's going to be a collaboration platform which is going to come in between the buyers and sellers, which is going to bring in a lot of ideation into action. So these are the various features which will enhance the customer support for GEM 4.0. Can we move forward, please? Next slide, please. So as I told you, GEM is building inclusivity. So GEM partners the marginalized and underprivileged sections. So as I told you, anybody, SHG, weavers, artisans, anybody, any small individual or groups can get themselves registered on GEM, and that brings in the inclusivity feature of this whole portal. Actually, move forward. So these are the various features which you have already listed. Priority of product and brand approval. See, GEM has been active. Now we are in the trying days of COVID, where a lot of us are working from home. In these trying times, lot of GEM has been into action, by putting in close to around 150 products on COVID categories. So wherein the approvals are made on the priority basis, the product and the brand approval are made on the priority basis, and even as I indicated earlier, bidding period also reduced to 3 days on this context actually. Explicitly handicrafted products from the finest self-help groups in India, which will be basically launched on GEM in collaboration with the NRLM. So this is also becoming an important this one, and enabled capture of the country of origin for GEM has become important now. GEM has initiated on the context that the country of origin will have to be declared, and which has also been implemented and improvised on this portal. GEM enabled crowdsourcing, which I've already talked about. Both the buyer and the sellers can now request for category additions. Sellers can now mention the lead time to market to deliver a product. This will help set the buyer's expectation in terms of the minimum days. So, which means the buyers can select provide the lead time to select the sellers and to place the order. So that is a bigger advantage of this particular point. Added ability for the OEMs to apply for brand approvals and OEM status approvals in a single request to enable faster onboarding of OEMs. So these are all the various new features which are already there, or which are and it has come to application in the trying COVID times basically. Please move on. Can you please move on? So these are the various channels we have got. Okay, so you have a very good FAQs that are available to you to look at the various kind of questions you will have, and the answers to those questions are available there. And then we have a help desk email which you can write to, and we also have the live chat which can be done with this portal, and you can also log into the Ask Jamie chatbot to have an interactive conversation with that, and to improvise your knowledge on this portal. You can also contact the support desk. We have the toll-free numbers out there, okay, which is available between Monday and Saturday. And we also have a walk-in support that is available in our Delhi office. So these are the various channels through which you can access the support desk of GEM basically. Move forward. GEM is connected on Twitter, it is connected on Facebook, and we are also on LinkedIn. So these are the various social networking sites on which the GEM is there. Move forward, please. So that brings us to the end of this presentation. I hand it over to Anurag ji to take this further actually. Anurag ji, over to you.
Thank you, Ramesh.
Anurag?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm very much here. Sorry. Thank you very much, Ramesh, for an exhaustive session. I, open the floor to any questions. If anybody has any questions, we'll be happy to take them. If you feel that you may have questions later, you can also connect with our business facilitators. We'll share their contact details, and when you register with SHGs and you work with their product upload issues, please feel free to contact your state GEM business facilitator so that they can properly guide you and help you resolve the issues faced by SHGs. So with that, I look forward to any questions that you might have. Anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. This is the best time you can ask. If not, we can look forward to your questions in the coming days.
Sir, good evening, sir, from Telangana SERP office.
Yes, sir, please, Chepur.
ఇది రిగార్డింగ్ జెమ్ ఇది SERP logo ఒకటి we have already sent, sir. That is not being displayed.
Yes, I actually am responsible for that. I have asked my team to add the logo, so you should see the logo by Friday. You should see that logo on the GEM site, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. And could I know, sir, the mobile number of our Telangana facilitator?
Yes, Raja, can you please share Sheikh Nizamuddin? Can you also please intro yourself and share your numbers? And also on the chat, I'll share the URL. So that has the list of all the GEM business facilitators in the country, and this is the most updated link. So please feel free to connect from here. Raja, you want to add in Sheikh Nizamuddin? Please intro yourself.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. This is Raja, business facilitator for Telangana. My number is 78239 22517. I'm repeating it, 78239 22517.
Thank you, sir.
Sound இல்ல.
Please mute your mics, and only the person who is asking the question should unmute the mic. Rest all I am requesting to please mute the mic. And I'm requesting all you guys to put on your queries one by one. Please.
So if we don't have any other questions, then Rajiv, I think we're done here. If they have any questions, please ask them to share it through your office so that we can answer them. And also, if you can share the link of the business facilitators from our website, that would be very helpful. So that
Yeah, I'll put the link again. It was shared earlier. Again, I'll share the link. But in case if you people have any specific query, the team is here. Please feel free to ask. No query, that means, is it? That's fine. So shall we call it off then, Anurag?
Yeah, I think we are good here. Unless any of the business facilitators want to add anything that we might have missed in the session, please, this would be the right time. I think good, Rajiv. We can bring the session to an end. Thank you, everybody. Thank you once again for all your help. Thank you, Rajiv, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Anurag, and all the facilitators and the SRLM members from state, district, and the block team. Thank you so much. If still you people have any query, please feel free to post me or in the group. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. இந்தாங்க முடிஞ்சுட்டேன் அவ்வளவுதான். இந்த இருக்க இப்பதான் ஓபன் ஆகுது பாருங்க. இப்ப நம்ம ஜாயின் பண்ணோம்ல, அது போதும் என்ன சொன்னாங்க ஒரே இங்கிலீஷ் தான், அங்க ஒண்ணும் புரியல. அவரு எத்தனை ஜாயின் பண்ணிருக்கோம் வேல்தார் கொண்டு நம்ம கத்துக்கணும்னு நினைக்கல. டிஎம்எஸ்எஸ் கிருஷ்ணகிரி ஏபிஓ லேடிஸ் எல்ஹெச் ஏபி இங்க இருக்கு. என்னங்க பாதி தெரியலங்க. அது வேற நம்மள தெரியும்ல. நம்ம வேற இப்படி வாக்கு உட்காந்துருக்கோம். தெலுங்கானாவா? யாரு 153?